In this video, we're going over how to test a claim about the standard deviation in StatCrunch. So this problem is similar to the previous one. This one is still about beats per minute, but the difference about this one is it's given a data set. So based on this sample given here, is there enough evidence to say that the standard deviation of the resting heart rates for students in this class is different from 12 beats per minute? So we have our samples here, and we want to know about the standard deviation, so that's what we're talking about. And we want to know if it's different from 12 beats per minute. So our claim here is that it's different. Our standard deviation does not equal 12. So writing our null, remember our null is always equal, so standard deviation equals 12. And our alternative, which is the claim in this case, will be not equal to 12. So I'm going to go into StatCrunch, and this one we're going to do variance stats. And this one is one sample. In this case we have data. So I just went ahead and I typed in all of the heart rates into StatCrunch. So we're going to click on the heart rate column. And if you can see here, this is squared. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to square over here. So our new null, because it's a variance calculator, they're looking at the variance instead of the standard deviation. So they squared their standard deviation, so we're going to have to square the 12 also. Same thing for our alternative. The alternative was about the population variance, but we had the population standard deviation, so we have to square it. So 12 squared will give us 144. So that's what we're going to put into our hypothesis test. So we want to know 144 for our variance, so our standard deviation squared. So we just squared it. And then you can go ahead and compute. And we can see that our test statistic is 5.8 and our p-value is 0.2159. So p equals 0.2159, which again is greater than, say our value is 0.05. If you don't have one, you can just say it's 0.05. So we're going to say our alpha is 0.05. Even if it was 0.1, it would still be greater than that. So p greater than alpha, that means we failed to reject. Failed to reject the null. To reject. Failed to reject our null. So that means I will go in and type it in here. So we do not have evidence that the population standard deviation of resting heart rates for students is different than 12. So it could still be 12. We do not have evidence that it is not 12. And that is how you test claims about the standard deviation in StatCrunch when you have a data set.